Hey.
Hooray! We
Hey,
are
everybody.
live. Hi, everybody. It's Jenna Blum and Margaret Pennard and Tom Simpson to live from a mighty blaze this evening. We are on the second night of our pop-up book club. And thank you to those of us who joined us last night. That was super fun. Tonight we're going to be also probably, I think, sharing our reads since I just started reading something new. I thought I would share it. And also we're going to be talking about what writers we most want to have dinner with, living or dead, and why, and what we would ask them at dinner, and what we would eat, which I think is the most important thing. So I'm going to put those questions up on the screen while we do this. But Margaret, can you please tell us about your outfit this evening? It is so totally adorable.
Oh, I guess she didn't want to.
I guess not. Or did I hide her?
Maybe no, I don't think so.
Okay, Tom, tell us about your outfit this evening.
Who am I wearing tonight?
What are you wearing tonight, Tom?
I honestly don't know. I have to look at my tag and see what happened to it. My outfit is straight from the closet, and very happy to be wearing blue and white stripes tonight.
It looks absolutely gorgeous. Yes.
That was the idea. Thank you very much.
We can get you to wear a hat.
Next time a hat, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Margaret came back.
But Margaret, we would like to know about your outfit this evening. You look delightfully Jane Austen. Is that the plan?
No, a little later, about a century later. So we're talking about the dinner party guest, right? So I will allow people to guess who I am preparing to receive this evening.
Okay.
And when we talk about our dinner party guest and what we would ask them, we'll see if anyone writes it in the chat. Tom guessed it.
I did. Well, it was funny. But I will say this though: it's possible that this character might be in a movie with your puppy, Jenna. I'm not sure, but that's what it looks like.
Oh, I know. Oh my God.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking. That's not the answer. But she looks like movie of Luminaris. Look like she's about to.
All right. Well, I actually thought that you gave it away, so it's not.
I'm not giving it away.
But you just did give it away, I think. Maybe. I thought it was Eliza Doolittle. No? Not Eliza Doolittle?
He's tricking you.
I was tricking, see?
Putting red herring out.
I was just going to say, yeah, Agatha Christie would call that a red herring, right? So.
Yes. Okay. So sneak. I know, like last night, you guys totally got me by saying we weren't having book club tonight, and then we were having book club tonight. We're not having book club. I'm confused. I'm blonde. Like this is a thing. This is not dye. This is like an actual thing. Like I get confused easily. Hi, Laura. Hi, Laura.
Laura's here. Hey, Laura.
In the house. Yay.
Should open by saying cheers to everybody? Welcome.
Cheers. What is everybody drinking tonight? Is the question.
I'm drinking red wine. I did say I was going to make a cocktail tonight, but I did not make a cocktail. I'm drinking red wine.
Margaret, can you hold up your mug more for the camera so we can see your
cup? I'm just drinking
Buttercloud. Oh my God, that is the best name ever. I would actually eat butter if I could in a cloud. Like how many of you would eat butter if you could?
Come to Oregon.
Wait, the cloud?
Pop out.
I need a hat.
That sounds good. Yeah, where's Tom? Tom, we're gonna get you like a German hat.
I need some kind of a chapeau. I need a shampoo's chapeau. That's what I need. I need a hat.
You need Tom shampoo. Yes, that's exactly right. Hi, Ellen. I'm really happy that you came back again tonight. Cheers. Chin chin, everybody, to your health. To your health, whatever you are drinking. May it be water. We hope not. Wine, some sort of cocktail, Buttercloud, which sounds delicious. I am drinking. I was going to make a sort of lost family cocktail, but I got a flu shot last night and I'm feeling it tonight. So
really? In what way? You mean in your arm physically?
I mean, yeah, this is very
I'm sorry.
But no. I actually just felt a little under the weather today, so I'm drinking a hot toddy.
I can tell you that there are thousands of people across the internet wishing you well, Jenna, hoping that you'll recover quickly from your flu shot and feeling better, talking about writing, actually writing, and everything else you do.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Tom. And I'm just sort of like milking it a little bit because I just wanted to take a nap. Like, that's it. So I allowed myself for the first time since March, basically, to take a nap.
Yeah.
And for the first time, Professor Henry Higgins, my dog, allowed me to take a nap without putting a snatch on me and saying, no, Mamu, what's wrong? So we are joined now by Mark Cecil, who is our thoughtful bro on A Mighty Blaze. We're very excited to have you here, Mark. You did a great interview today with, it was really inspiring, you guys. If you haven't watched it, I was lucky enough to be fanning, which means I was engaging with the audience in the Facebook comment section. But Mark had these two authors on, Jordan Blaychek and Chris Huff. Am I mispronouncing his name? Probably. So thank you. Ellen is giving us some like tips of how to do live broadcasts, which we need, or I do anyway. And these two gentlemen wrote a book called Union. A Democrat and a Republican walk into a bar. No, a Democrat and a Republican go on a road trip across America together to see if they have anything in common. That was the book. And they actually went on several road trips together. And their interview was so inspiring to me, not because they were blowing smoke about us having hope and like all doing kumbaya shit, excuse me, beep, but because they were saying if people could see the middle ground somehow in their own party and the middle ground in the other party, as opposed to seeing the best of themselves and the worst in the other party, we could maybe all get together. And also, if we could all get in a car together as they were, we might be able to find some substantive common ground instead of just yelling at each other on social media, which has sort of exacerbated the issue. So if you guys get a chance, check those guys out. They're also super cute. Like they're just like really cute political eye candy, as is Mark. You know, we all know this about Mark. And they also are just incredibly articulate and passionate, and most importantly, which makes them cute to me. I made Mark blush. My work here is done.
Mic drop.
Mic drop. So here's what I am reading tonight. Last night I was reading Monogamy by Sue Miller, as we know her. Finished it, loved it. Have to go through and underline all the lines that I folded up the pages for. How many of you do that? Tonight I'm just starting Writers and Lovers by Lily King. We had Lily King on the Blaze. For one of our frontline for Authors Love Bookstores, actually. And we had Sue Miller on for Friday Frontliners, which was fantastic. But now I'm going to have to go back and watch Lily King on Authors Love Bookstores. How many of you have read Euphoria? How many of you have read Writers and Lovers? What are your thoughts? Tell us, please.
Yeah, send us notes. I'll say quickly that I did read Writers and Lovers earlier this spring, maybe, when it first came out. And it is just a phenomenal read. I think it's one of those books that writers are going to love. It just feels like there's so much craft inside of the story itself because the main character is writing. And then there's such an astute, sharp lens looking at the world of writers and the world of literature. So it's kind of fun that way too. And she's just a great writer. So I enjoyed the book quite a bit.
Good. I'm glad. What page am I on? I'm on page 17. And I'm enjoying it immensely because the main character, who I believe is a writer, is working as a waitress, which is what I worked at for 20 years while I was first trying to get published. Because I graduated with a BA in English, and that's what you do when you graduate with a BA in English. You go to work in food service. So,
right.
All right. So Laura has said that Toni Morrison is her choice for dinner. Laura, this is awesome. What would you ask Toni if you had a chance to ask her anything?
I'm sorry, Jenna. And for those coming in late, we were discussing later in the discussion here tonight, talking about authors, living or dead or both, that you want to have dinner with. Why can you have two people?
Who is both at the same time?
Two different people. I mean, the same time.
Yeah,
but authors, yeah, they're like in between, you know, in the. Anyway, so authors either living and or dead who you would like to have dinner with, what would you ask them? What would they eat for dinner? What would you eat for dinner? Where would you go for dinner? Anything you want to talk about. So we'll look for those comments coming up on the comment bar. And I think we also have some thoughts on that. The three of us will discuss it as well. But before we do that, I'm still reading Colson Whitehead because it's only been a couple of days since we started this conversation. I still love it. It's great. But I pulled this out of my shelf because I love this book and I want to talk about writing. Hey, everybody, Stephen King on writing. If you have not ever read this, please read it. If you're a writer, you have to. This is a Bible. You have to read that. It's just such a great joy to read. It's both how he became a writer, what his journey was like, to become a writer when he was in high school, after high school. And then also the second half of the book is the craft of writing and how he sits down to write each and every book that he writes and the process that he undertakes. And the one story quickly that I'll share from the book that I always remembered, and I love the story because it's a reminder that writing, the seed comes from anywhere. Stephen King was, after high school, he was a janitor at his high school, and he was like 18, like he was just out of high school, and so he was with the seasoned janitor who was his boss, I guess, and they were cleaning the girls' locker room, and they saw on the wall the metal tampon holder that the girls had in the girls' locker room. And he said he thought of this notion of all these popular girls bullying one unpopular girl by throwing tampons at her up against the wall. And that's the start. And that became Carrie, right? The book Carrie, about this outcast girl who has these special powers. So I love the fact that he talks about how that book came to be. He was working as a janitor and happened to have this idea as an 18-year-old. So again, the book is great. I just love the way that he shares what he knows and what he thinks, which is terrific. So
I love that story. Thank you. Stephen King is actually, that's a good springboard to who I would have dinner with. I would have dinner with Stephen King, who, as Tom mentioned, maybe both alive and dead at the same time. Like if there's any writer who's alive and dead at the same time, simultaneously, it would be Stephen King.
he would be the guy.
He would probably cross over that bridge, during dinner and be like, "I'm dead now, and now I'm alive."
And here we are. Yeah. So, full disclosure, I'll jump ahead to our conversation. I said dead and alive because my dinner was going to be Edgar Allan Poe and Stephen King, and then I would just sit back and listen to them talk, because what could you say that they wouldn't already cover? That would be pretty amazing, I think. So that's why I said dead and alive.
That's so funny. So actually, the apartment that I'm in, you guys, which is, my Boston place, was before me owned by the person who was the premier Edgar Allan Poe specialist in the whole country.
Wow.
And so I think there's a sort of a Povian vibe. What do you think about that? It's Povian. Okay, so I wanted to just point out that Laura said that she would ask Toni Morrison to read passages to her. Laura, we would like to know which passages you wanted her to read. And then she would ask about where she writes or how she writes, when and where, like the process questions that I'm always fascinated by too. I love this. And Ellen said, this is great, "I prefer sitting down for drinks with authors and have done it many times." All right, Ellen, dish now. We need to know about this. Who is the most famous author you've had drinks with, and who's the weirdest author? And what is the most surprising thing you learned?
Great questions.
I'm munching on that a little bit. I know, and also I just made up that word Povian, but it was good, right? And Ellen spelled it right, which is like no surprise. So that's great, right? Yes. And Sky Wentworth said about On Writing, it's the only Stephen King book she's read and owns. So good. Love the daily walks, providing inspiration. Me too, Sky. And honestly, since I walk my dog a lot, and that's my cardio and also my relaxation, and also gets the dog out of the house, I'm a big subscriber of walking and trying to think of ideas. Yeah. And William Styron also was a big fan of walking and thinking of ideas. And he said that if you were a writer, running was actually very dangerous for you, because
good.
Sedentary. So you could, if you ran too quickly, you would give yourself a heart attack and drop dead. But if you were walking and perambulating, you would cook ideas. And so he used to walk with his dog Aquina, and he has a great essay about this called "Walking with Aquina," which is in his book of essays, Bananas and Camelot. So I'll try and find that for you guys and pop it up in the thread.
Cool. One of the things that I'll point out from the Stephen King book too, that I love too, is when he's talking about the writing craft. He talks about writing with the door closed, but revising with the door open, right? So that means the process of what you're doing has to be approached, I think, very differently. And then he talks about why and what and everything else. So again, really great stuff, I think, he has in the book.
Mm-hmm. Super good. Really cool. And Brenda Euland promotes writing and walking also. I'm glad to hear this. So amazing. So Ellen had drinks with Carol. Like, why do I even pronounce people's names? Like, I should just not be let out of my room. with Carol Leifer, or she has pictures of her food and dog. Remember quickly, many years and drinks ago, many drinks ago, I feel you, Ellen. And I was supposed to have drinks with Ellen in Rochester when I went up to visit and to give a book talk, but then I thinked out because I was really tired and had an early day the next day. But I promise we will have drinks together, and I will try to be entertaining.
Jennifer's question, I guess, is for the group, I guess, right?
I think so. Well, she said that she would want, we put up Jennifer's author dinner party early ago with like me.
Oh, wow.
That's right.
Because the thing is, Jennifer is a historical fiction and reads all the historical fiction.
Yeah.
And I know this because I got to meet her and we were talking about how we would love to get all of these women together in the same room. And actually, I played Louisa May Alcott last year, like very briefly, Concord Book Festival.
Nice.
I literally stripped the clothes off the Louisa May Alcott impersonator or like virtual history recreator, and I like took away her hoop skirt and her sleeve and put it on so I could be Louisa May. I could just go behind a curtain and come back and do Louisa May. So that's what I would do for you, Jennifer.
And then Jennifer Gilpin, I will be happy to volunteer my services as bartender for that dinner party. So thank you. It'd be a lot of fun.
You would. Tom is an excellent bartender. Tom, what happened to your apple cider and butterscotch schnapps?
I did not make it. Actually, it's funny. My son, he's a fan of apple cider, so we have a big gallon in the fridge, and I did not make it. I went with just a straight red wine tonight. So
nice. You know, honestly, I don't see why, and maybe we could do this for like Yola Boca Flood, which I will ask Margaret to talk about, but maybe we could have like an author dinner party where I invite all of those ladies because I'm friends with all of them, and we could have Jennifer's dream dinner party one of those nights, and then Tom could bartend. What do you think? Can we do
that?
Is Tom ready to have everyone their troubles? Yeah.
I know. Yeah. I've been there many times. So yes.
All right,
awesome.
We're gonna do that. Okay, good. We're gonna do that for you, Jennifer. I'm gonna write to the girls.
We have one more here.
Okay, Ellen. So I love that. Like one of Ellen's authors, shall remain nameless. Not me. It was.
But what does it rhyme with?
Plum.
Benna Glum.
Oh my God! It was not me as much as I can recall. Fell asleep in the backseat of the car. She was driving her and two other writers to a post-event lunch. Like, I'm like, what is wrong? What is weird about that, Ellen? I mean, we get sleepy. We sleepy. Like, we have to write and then we have to speak. You know, I mean, so hard. We travel. We drink. I mean, it's onerous. So thank you for giving us a safe place to sleep. Yeah, I'm actually like super excited to have an author dinner party for Jennifer. Like she deserves that. She goes to all the events. She has all the books, and like all of you deserve this. Like all of you readers, I'll tell you a secret about writers. There are probably like 2 writers who are like total assholes who are like, oh, readers are so intrusive. The rest of us are like, oh, thank God for you. Like really, like the lengths that you go to get our books and get them signed and come to the events and show us love for our characters who we love more than anything, who are like real people to us. And that is just, that makes it all worthwhile. The times when you're like sitting in the trenches, not knowing, you know, what is the right path to take next. So you guys make it so worthwhile that you actually just turned my feelings to gold, just like on the screen, on the crawl. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Studs Turkle. We would like to hear from Sky a little bit of dish about that. So we want to know what the most memorable thing that Studs said was.
Can I also pop in? I know I'm having sound issues, but can I pop in with a quote from my author so that I can give people a hint as to who it is?
Yes.
I was going to say this back when you were talking about union and how, you know, people are trying to get along, because it came to mind. Certain slogans or populist sayings appeal to, and this is the quote, the mentally unemployed who like to have their brain food cut up for them.
Wow, nice. That's a great line.
I am barely able to even go there. Is it Mark Twain?
Nope. Nope. I could just say it now. It has one. It's in common with Tom's.
With my what? Oh, person.
Well, Tom's person. So
yeah,
it's Edith Wharton. So that's why I was dressing up.
Oh my
early
gosh.
20th century.
I was going to give a hint. A first woman to win the Pulitzer Prize, I believe, in 1920, I guess.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah, I think so.
I learned so much from you guys. I didn't know she was quite so sharp-tongued. I would have guessed somebody like Dorothy Parker if I hadn't thought of.
No, yeah.
She's pretty cool.
She's wicked in those like little intervals between when she's describing something and you think it's just a description, but no, she's like laying on the sass in her word choice. I loved it in high school, and so that's who I thought of tonight. And then the book that goes with that is another guest, Maud Pember Reeves. So she was a reformer, and what's the word? They had a society that was like a reforming society in 1910s, and she belonged to it. She went out and took surveys of people, so like sociology surveys before that was a thing, to find out what they spent their money on, how they spent their day, and how poor people in and around London made their decisions, and then put it together to dispel a bunch of myths that all the people who had the money had about poverty. And so this book is called Around About £1 a Week. They were living on the allowance of £1 a week. Yeah, like $1.50, right? In 1910, 1912. So Persephone Books does these lovely covers of 20th century women to highlight their, no longer published but should be out in the world contributions. So yes.
How cool is that?
That's cool.
This is what that looks like. Watch this and show off, guys.
And say the name of it again.
The name of the
book.
Oh, Roundabout £1 a Week.
Books, exactly. So you'll recognize them by their simple gray covers, but then the cool thing that they do is they choose end papers that reflect the time somehow. So they're all different, and they're all related to the work that they're covering, which is beautiful. So Maud Pember Reeves, Roundabout £1 a Week, and this is when I was in London a couple years ago. I got to go to their bookshop and just fangirled so hard.
That's cool.
That's so great.
I love it.
End papers, which I can't quite bring up, but fantastic. Thank you for introducing us to that. That was amazing. Okay.
And I think special props go out to Jenna for that incredible technological advancement that we have now. We can share screens. We can.
Oh, I didn't even do that. I think Edgar Allan Poe did that.
There you go. And it's also quick. There's also a really, really important comment that I think we should show right now.
Yes.
Tom, I think we have it's just what people are saying. That's all I'm saying.
No, everybody's saying it. We all learn a lot. We all learn.
We all learn from each other. We all learn from each other, right?
I'm not so sure that's true. I just kind of like show up in my hat and do the things that I am told. But thank you. Like I learn a lot from both of you. Like literally everywhere. Literally, I do. What I would like to learn from Margaret right now is what is Jóla bókaflóð?
Oh yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So Jóla bókaflóð. It's an Icelandic holiday tradition. It's Christmas Eve. Giving books as presents and going home to drink hot chocolate and read on your own like a good introvert.
Yes.
So we bring this tradition to Portland because Portland's a great book town, and we're expanding it to the Pacific Northwest. So it's an indie author fair growing into a literary festival this year. And actually Friday is the last day for proposals to come in. So we're hoping, anyone who has that idea is kicking around a talk, an idea close to their heart. They want to talk about it to people on December 19th or 20th. Look up Jóla bókaflóð PDX at any of the social channels available. We're everywhere.
Yes, we love this. And you guys would not believe how long, or maybe you would believe how long it has taken me to learn to say Jóla bókaflóð. So now I say it as much as humanly possible. Jóla bókaflóð. So we're going to give all books to each other. And also I feel as though this sort of partakes of the Norwegian / Scandinavian tradition of Hygge, which I'm also probably mispronouncing, right, Margaret?
Oh, Hygge, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Did I do it right? Is that the right pronunciation?
Hygge.
Hygge.
Yeah.
If you say it like this, did I get it right? It's hygge. Hygge.
Sounds perfect to me.
All right, thank you. Well, I am part Norwegian, so I should be like, oh yeah, it's hygge then. Oh, thank you. And see, now you know why I would be confused to actually say like what the pronunciation was. Because that just means all things cozy, like cozy and warm, like this color on our screen.
Just like your hat. Yeah.
Like my
Warm and cozy hat, right?
Is
Right.
why I wore this hat really because it's a yellow Boca hat, and also every time I put on a beanie, I look like an elf automatically. So it's like kind of a Christmas hat, I feel. And so I wore this in honor of you, Margaret, and Yellow Boca Float. And Blaze is putting on Yellow Boca Float this year, yes?
Yes.
Good.
Oh, I don't think we talked about what we would eat before. So just rounding out my contribution, I would say I would have to try something with Edith Wharton and Maud Pember Reeves, something in aspic, I believe.
Right.
I love
Perfect.
aspic.
On the Upper West Side.
What aspic is?
How about
Just
East Side?
I don't know. Can you tell our audience what aspic is?
Oh, it's like a gelatin. The Victorians figured out how to do this weird thing, molding gelatin. So they, it's one of those, as far removed from the natural state as it is, means that you're more highfalutin. So they did all the weird things they could to food sometimes. So that was on a very high class table. Something in aspic.
All right, and now for Yola Boca Float. Damn it, Yola Boca Float. I'm like almost done with the hot toddy, so I'm going to blame my pronunciation on that. But I will make something in aspic for Yola Boca Float and serve it. I really think like if we can do that, like if we can find like a brunch time, I'll get all the historical fiction ladies together for Jennifer and make aspic things, and we'll serve them and have a damn good time. So I was just, and Nisa's in the house. Yes. Honestly, like our evenings would not be complete if you didn't show up. Like our events are incomplete. There's an Anissa-shaped hole in the event if you don't show up. So no pressure, but you have.
There she is, sending love.
Yeah,
as she does. Anissa, thanks for being here.
Yes, we're so happy.
Feel the love from everybody.
Who is she? I feel so sad and lonely if Anissa's not here. Ellen too, even though I think she popped off. So I want to reshare this. Kristen Bear O'Keefe's new novel, Agatha Archer's Afraid of Everything. Actually, you know what? I've heard of this book, which is
do tell.
November 10th. It'll be out November 10th. And Kristen will be doing a Mighty Mystery interview with our Mighty Mystery maven, Sarah DeVello. We'll be putting her under the Mighty Mystery magnifying glass. This is a magnifying glass. And
Looking for a finger.
I love it.
This is a glass, and Laura's going to be doing the PR for it. And here she is promoting it like a good
PR.
That she is, which is
well done.
Kristen, we would like to know more about Agatha Archer's Afraid of Everything. So if you want to pop that in the chat, give us your elevator pitch.
And I also have.
You come across any non-cussing
more proper authors.
Who's throwing shade over there?
What?
I don't. I want to hear more about this.
Damn question.
All right.
I don't even know. Yes, Jennifer, I have, and if we invite Allison Richmond to dinner, she will not swear. I promise. Pam will swear because she's from Philly, and I have to swear because I'm from New Jersey. So they like take away my Jersey card if I don't swear at least every 5 minutes. So I'm sorry, but it's a sort of a mandatory thing that Allison will not swear. Now we get
now we have the answer for your question about Studs Terkel.
Excellent. We're
at the Book Expo in New York City.
Studs had drinks delivered at his booth for 6 of us. He said, I never cheat. I insist on having martinis every day at 4 p.m. Oh my God, what a guy. What a freaking guy. That is an awesome story. So did you have martinis, Sky? And were they dirty martinis with olives? That is my question. And vodka or gin? That is what I would like to know. All right. So Jennifer says she's met Allison. And did she swear? Did I lie?
She does.
I don't think Allison would swear. Allison is the most elegant writer I've ever met. And I mean, in her writing, but also in her demeanor. She wears dresses to go on planes. Like she and her daughter wear mother-daughter dresses and like white gloves, as if she were from another era. Like she basically dresses to go on planes, like Margaret is dressed right now, which is totally amazing.
Oh my goodness.
She just has this like really wonderful elegance to her, and that's why I cannot imagine her saying anything worse than like, "Oh, fuzz buttons."
Flippity flu. Like,
Aw.
Oh, that might be wrong though. Gin martini, very dirty, very excellent. Were there olives? Olives are like my salad some evenings. So I would like to know. My favorite drink with my mom was always a vodka martini, filthy, we would say, with 3 olives. But if the more olives people gave me, the better I would like it. So
that was your vegetable some nights, right?
yeah, exactly. That was my salad. Like that was my green vegetable. Exactly. And then like look how like well preserved I am. It's like ab fab in here. All the vodka, it's like this.
Pickled.
Pickle. You know, it could be worse. So Jennifer says that Allison did not swear, and yes, she wore a dress. Who knows her characters, live and in books? Me. Thank you. Okay. Diana, hi. Oh my gosh, Diana is here. I'm so happy about that. Hello. Of course you love dirty vodka martinis. Chin chin, sister. Like, of course you do. I would want to know like what everybody's favorite drink is. So please post those comments in the chat. Tom, where would you go to dinner with Stephen King and Edgar Allan Poe?
Oh, that's a great question. I feel like it would have to be wherever we went. It would have to be like a giant lobster. They would like snap apart with their hands and like make it a meal. Like I can't see them being dainty with a knife and fork, you know.
So like a rock in Maine.
I want to see, someplace in Maine, on the beach in Maine somewhere, but like snapping open bodies and drinking. Anyway, that's my because I'm also a fan of seafood, so it would be fun to have that.
Now I'm picturing you guys like on a Maine beach, like on one of those big rocks with like a bunch of mallets and some lobster, cooked mallets, cooked lobster. Yes, you could just bang them, or the lobster could be live, and you could throw them into the fire and then bang them and then like eat the roe, you know?
Right, and anyway, that's not a pretty picture, but that's a. Anyway.
Well, I will take after Stephen has a shower. You can send him on over to me, and I will have dinner with him. I might actually. I would like to go out to dinner, but I might cook Stephen dinner here in my apartment so that I could show him all of his books that I have, because I have a whole shelf that is only Stephen King books. In fact, I'll show you guys while you guys are reading Laura's quote about Kristen's book, which I'm so excited to read. Let me see if I can do this. I'm not very good at that, but Stephen King.
Look at the Stephen King tour.
Oh, wow.
I love it. Look at that.
I was not kidding. My Stephen King books, they go from shelf to shelf. I'm sorry, I'm like on the Titanic all of a sudden. I'm like, wow! I've never gotten very good yet at touring people around my apartment. So there you go. And there is my dog Woodrow behind me.
Nice. Stephen King for me, again, Stephen King is one of those authors that I feel like really had a visceral, raw, emotional reaction to the reading, meaning it was like feeling a way that you weren't expecting to feel because it was so scary. Salem's Lot was really scary to me. And I remember a scene in The Shining in the book. It's not in the movie. The scene in The Shining when they have the animal topiary. Again, in the movie, it's a maze, but in the book, it's a topiary. And there's a boy, the boy's outside playing in the snow. And then the lion topiary, the snow is melting off of the lion. And then all of a sudden it's more exposed. And like just your heart races. And so I always admired so much his ability to just generate so much emotional friction inside of a person while you're reading. So
absolutely, well put. I reread The Shining every year. Actually, like I have seasonal King reads. I read Pet Cemetery around Halloween for obvious reasons, like the resuscitated animals, and I read The Shining in the winter also for obvious reasons. What was I going to say about that? I actually read The Shining not for the fear factor, but because it is an incredible portrait of alcoholism and also of writing.
Yeah.
And when I have writer's block, I reread Misery because I realize that there are far worse things than just being stuck in my own head. Like you could be stuck in a house in Colorado with a crazed fan. Okay, so We need a shampoo
go for a
shopper
shampoo
for my
shampoo.
book club. Absolutely, we do. And also, I would like to show Laura's botanist gin martini. Like I
Yep.
know that Laura is a martini aficionado. Dry with a twist, blue cheese, olive. Only one, girl. No, we got to work
Blue
on it.
cheese, stuffed olive. That sounds really great.
Oh, they're so good. Have you not had
That
this
sounds
one?
good. No, I have not.
Oh my gosh. And look what else she said. She got to be a baby publicity assistant on his books for a few years at Viking. We would like to know, I know the answer to this, but Laura, how many years have you been working in publishing, and did you ever meet Stephen King? So while you're typing
Look at she's thinking about it.
Anissa says she wants to have dinner with me and Caroline and Jean Kwok. The questions would be endless. That is for true, because we would be asking you all the questions because we talk to each other all the time. But honestly, Anissa, like one of the nice things is like you're on the Blaze all the time. You can just ask us and we will answer because we're like, Anissa, yay! And Caroline will answer anything. I shouldn't speak for Jean, even though she's so lovely and sweet, but like Caroline and I will answer any question you have for us. Like, we're here for you. We're here for you. So Laura has worked in PR since 1991 when she was 12.
But she can't do the math. When
Right.
she was 12. Yeah, she was 9 when she started.
Well, I mean, look at her, honestly. Like she said she was a baby publicist. So
It was a 5th grade project that turned into a career.
Nice.
Did I get a spit take from Jenna Blum? Oh my God. I'm so happy about that.
Captured forever.
My night is done. My work is done here.
yeah, honestly, I think my my writing my writing workshop now for Grub Street writers, I think they have a Jenna bingo card, and one of them is the spit take. Because I'm always
Check it out. That's a center square.
it's probably like right in the middle. It's like spit take.
Is that the alternative? Is that the alternative 2020 bingo that's happy? It's like Jenna spit take is one of the squares.
Yes.
Right.
We know each other all well enough now that we have like each other's mannerisms down. So I mean, it's kind of like you guys have seen the political ones too, like for the debates. They had these bingo cards for the debates that were like every time somebody says division in our country, you have to drink a whole bottle of whatever.
Right.
So this is very cool, you guys. Look, we are networking and making connections. Sky wants to meet Laura, as you should, Sky, because Laura is the bomb. She's a book publicist for Sky. Of course you are.
Connect each other. Connect them.
Yay! We're connecting. People everywhere.
Yeah, I'm gonna just quickly say goodnight, everybody. I have to head off for something else, but stay, enjoy, chat. This is so much fun. I love it. I love everybody coming in and hanging with us and discussing all kinds of things, writing and reading and literature. So thanks again, and we'll see everybody soon.
Bye, Tom. We learned a lot from you tonight. I know.
All right, thanks.
That's a heart, and you can't really tell, but it is. It's like a squishy little heart. What the hell? I'll forget it these days. So this is awesome. Our PR mavens have connected, which is fabulous. And Laura has been working in PR for supposedly 29 years, but because she started when she was like 11. So, and she had met Stephen King. So amazing. From far away.
That's what she's talking about.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Amazing. And I wonder, like, he's starting to look a bit leathery, I feel like he has that sort of leathery look going on, but I bet he was like young baby Stephen King then, like baby face Stephen King. So that's really cool. So Roberta says she wants to have dinner with Gabriel Marquez. What a cool dinner choice. And where would you go? And what would you eat?
What would you ask?
What would you ask?
What would you
ask? Sorry. Yeah. I think I'm hungry, you guys. I think I'm hungry.
Did you have dinner?
No. I don't eat dinner until I'm done working, which is usually like 11 or 12 most nights, quite honestly.
Oh my gosh.
I know. People are like saying goodnight to me and they're like, did you eat? I'm like, not yet. Didn't eat yet. But did you eat? Not yet. Yeah. So I need to go do some graphics after this. But this is Sky's website. And Laura, would you also put up your website? We would love to see that. And if any writer out there needs any PR, I mean, this is the place to come. Your one-stop shop for all things writing, including PR. And this is Laura's comment on the young king. That was that he was a young king, which is
That's
like,
cool.
baby king, so cute, just like
Is he as cute as Baby Yoda? That's the question.
Yeah, like maybe like dead baby. Like baby Yoda with like fire coming out of its eyes would be like young Stephen King, right? So Margaret, night owl or day owl? Morning owl?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
You know the answer to this. I'm up for all your early East Coast morning calls because I'm up at like 4, 5, 6 in the summer, and now it's more like 6 and 7 in the fall.
Oh my gosh. Well, no, I thought that was just because we were waking you up.
No, I think it's a quarantine thing. It's just like the light and the homeness. I wake up a lot earlier, but yeah.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
And putting up a
I love going to sleep at 10 p.m. That is me. I am good with it.
No, I think that's great. You probably get a lot more done. Like, I feel like my schedule is off everybody else's schedule because I work until like midnight and then I get to bed at like 2. Then I don't get up until about 8:30 or 9, and everybody else is already at work. So I'm missing out on, life, which is something of a problem.
Seems like you work with people in Hawaii with that kind of like schedule. Like you would be right on target.
Maybe I should just move to Hawaii. I think that might be the answer to that, right?
There you go.
It sounds good. It sounds good. All right, guys. So Laura's jumping off. Everybody's jumping off, except me. Margaret and I are just going to like sit here and talk. But I should probably go so that I can stick to my schedule of working until midnight. I would like to know before I go where Margaret got that fantastic hat. And I also wanted to, oh my God, Sky goes to bed at 4. You win, Sky. You win. You are the night queen. That is crazy. This is some serious dedication. Like you PR people work even harder than we do at the Blaze, which is a lot. There, I changed this to midnight color for you.
Nice.
So yeah. So Margaret, tell us where you got your hat.
Fun with
I like the colors. So tell us where you got your hat, and then I tell you guys what's coming out on the Blaze.
Yes, I searched and searched for a place to find old historical costume things because I worked at a costume shop. They closed. I got lots of wonderful costumes because I worked there at a discount. And then I had to find accessories. So I found this store that actually sells mostly new contemporary hats, but they also had a few old styling ones. And yeah, downtown Portland.
I love it. The feather is super fun. Sky says the feather is really fun, which it is. And I would
clip-on thing.
Oh, that's adorable. Oh my gosh, it is.
Yeah, it's not part of the hat. It's its own thing. It's like this. It's usually on my lamp just for flair.
Oh my God, it's fantastic. Yeah. I love it. Yeah. It is super fantastic. Yeah. Okay, guys. So we're going to jump off, but before we do, I would like everybody to vote on what kind of hat Tom should be wearing next time we do one of these pop-up book clubs, which could be any time. So please tell us what hat he should be wearing. Also, what is coming up? Tomorrow we have Lev Grossman on Authors Love Bookstores, which is going to be fascinating with his favorite bookstore, indie bookstore, Greenlight Books. On Thursday, we have one of my favorite people in the whole world, as well as writers, Chris Castellani, who is the artistic director at Grub Street, and he's the author of Leading Men and the Madalena series. He's going to be in celebrity conversation with Laura Vandenberg about her new book, I Grab a Wolf by the Ears, speaking of Stephen King. And Friday, we have a special treat, which is a literary power duo. It's Elizabeth McCracken, whose name I misspelled in the newsletter, so you're welcome, Elizabeth. And her husband, Edward Carey. Elizabeth, of course, is the author of The Giant's House and Bowl Away and 5 other novels. And Edward has a book out called Little, and he's an incredible illustrator. So if you check him out on Instagram, you'll see these fantastic sort of Edward, they're almost like Edward Gorey looking illustrations. They're beautiful Victorian illustrations. And Caroline is going to be interviewing them and asking them questions about like, what is it like to be, in a spousal relationship with another creative, which is something I always wonder about. This is the closing comment of the night. And I think we're probably all in agreement that Tom will need to wear a tiara. So I will make sure that he has one. And meanwhile, you guys don't forget to, oh my God, I almost forgot the super, super important thing that you're all doing this weekend is Brattleboro Literary Festival, which has this incredible lineup. Gregory Maguire is going to be there, the author of Wicked. 2 of the debuts this year who are nominated for the First Fiction Book Award. Diana Cook, who is a runner-up for the Booker Prize. I'm just like sort of reeling this off the top of my head. But one of the things I'm going to do tonight is to create the graphics for Brattleboro to show who's coming. So please come to the Blaze this weekend and see Brattleboro and give all those authors your support. And thank you so, so much for hanging out with us. I love these evenings. Like, this is my happy place.
Yay.
Yay.
Cool.
Yay. Thank you. And Margaret, I just love you. I'm like, I can make a good at you. I just think you're the bomb. Like, she's so awesome, you guys. She's so charming. I just can't even. All right. Thanks, you guys. Happy reading. Bye.